Hi, I'm Piers Linney, former Dragon on BBC Dragon's Den. I'm very much involved in this year's Festival of Enterprise. I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm still starting businesses and growing businesses and scaling up new businesses. And I'm here in my video conferencing bubble. I seem to spend most of my time here. It's been a very difficult year for many people I know in business. But entrepreneurs, they don't stop because it's raining, and you don't stop because there's a global pandemic either. People have visions, they have dreams, and increasingly entrepreneurs are super important to our economy. In fact, the future of our economy and our global relevance, in my personal opinion, depends massively on the success of our entrepreneurs. So if you're thinking of starting a business, or you've got a new business and you're thinking of scaling it, then my advice is do it. I think that increasingly we're all going to be in business within a generation. The sort of typical employment model is breaking down. The gig economy essentially is coming for us all. And companies won't want in the future big teams of people and fixed costs and payrolls. They'll want teams of people with discrete skills to come in and do things for a particular amount of time. So there's a business in all of us, just like there's a book in all of us. I think that if you have a passion or something you think, or a problem you think needs solving, then you should try. You should start a business at least once in your life. If you've got a job, then try it on the side. I'm not sure about the term side hustle, because it's not a hustle. You've got to take it seriously. But you may find that one day that business you're doing on the side becomes something you can step into on a full-time basis. So the Festival of Enterprise, this is a fantastic event starting next week. It's been put on by my friends at the Festival of Enterprise. And if you look at what businesses have done during the pandemic, what entrepreneurs have had to do, they've had to pivot, they've had to change tack, they've had to plan, had to make some very, very difficult decisions. But that's what entrepreneurship is about at the end of the day. It's about taking risk. Being an entrepreneur and taking risk is quite different to just being a static sort of business owner where not much is changing. And I was fascinated to watch and see how the Festival of Startup, the guys behind it, the entrepreneurs behind it, actually pivoted their business this year. So, in March, in January, February, we were talking about an event in Olympia, a physical event, to build on the one last year, which went really, really well. And suddenly, March happened, March came and went, and that plan went out of the window. And the question was then, what were they going to do? Now, I'm on the board of British Business Bank, so I've been involved in over the last year, at a board level at least, in terms of helping put together these schemes that the government has put out there to help businesses raise finance, a bounce back loans, future fund, coronavirus business interruption loan scheme, CBILS. And what the Festival of Enterprise guys did, they took the opportunity to put a webinar together very, very quickly to provide support to small businesses. And if you look backwards now, they've done 250, believe it or not, webinars. So they saw the opportunity, they've leveraged technology, and that's what any business has to do now. If you're starting a business or growing a business, I spent 10 years trying to sell video conferencing to people, and they weren't interested. And they didn't like looking into a camera. And now I can't say anyone to take a voice call. I spend all my days sitting here in my little video conferencing bubble doing exactly this. Now, technology is something you should embrace. You should go through your management accounts, if you've got them yet, and work out where can you take out costs, what can you automate, where can you make your business processes more efficient so that you can focus on the business of running your business. And that's what the Festival of Startups is all about. It's run by entrepreneurs that they've been through some pain, they've pivoted, they've changed the model. I'm sure we're going to go back to fantastic physical events in the future. But right now, here today, starting next week, the Festival Enterprise is 10 days of free access to fantastic content. Now, I've been in business since I was 13, my paper round. I've been through recessions, I've been through bubbles that have burst, I've made businesses, I've made money, I've businesses where I've lost money, and being an entrepreneur is something I've always wanted to do. And obviously, if you're watching this, it's something that you want to do. And the point is that growing a business, building a business is essentially about managing risk. It's about having an idea, a hypothesis, or solving a problem. It's about working out exactly how you do that. You get that product market fit right, if you want to use that terminology. You work out exactly what the customer wants. And then, once you do that, let's not forget, no one sets out to start a startup. What you're trying to do is start a business, Find out, does it work? Is there that product market fit? Have you got customers that will buy your products or service at a price you can make money at? Then it's about scaling. It's about scaling that business, and depending on your ambition and depending on the size of your market, make it as big as possible and as profitable as possible. And that's how you create jobs, and that's how you create wealth. So this event next week, it's 10 days. I've been through the list of entrepreneurs, fantastic list of entrepreneurs from all different sectors. You will absolutely learn something. It's free. If you haven't got your free tickets, go to festivalofstartups.co.uk and get them now. And there's masterclasses, there's webinars, there's information, there's access to my course, which is called Scale Your Startup. I'm working closely with the team to put that together and make it available to you as well. And when I started out in business, I struggled to get access to advice and guidance. Believe it or not, I know I don't look that old, but there wasn't really the internet. And even now, you have the internet. There's a huge amount of information out there, but the question is what's the right information? What's quality information? And there's two things I would say to you. One is that events like this, what they do, they curate information and they curate people and they bring them together into a forum where you can trust what they're saying. You may not agree with it all, some of it you may already know, but overall you're going to learn something. And the other important point is this, is that people often say to me, this is why I made a course, but people often say to me, they often ask for advice. And one of the key tips I give people is that if you're an entrepreneur and you want advice, try and seek it from other entrepreneurs. These are people that have been through the pain. There are people that have, they've been through the process of building a business. They perhaps know what it's like not being able to meet payroll. They know what it's like to worry about, a mistake they've made that could be extremely costly. And how do I get around that? How do I get over it? And they're people that they understand the journey. It's quite hard to understand it unless you've been through it yourself. And what you get through the Festival of Startups next week is access to entrepreneurs. Some are more famous than others, but they've all been through the process and built fantastic businesses across lots of different sectors. So, you may be starting a business for the first time, you may be a serial entrepreneur, but you are going to learn something. So my advice is next week is, if you can find the time, there is 10 days of it, so maybe you've got other things to do too, but find the time to engage, get your tickets, go through the schedule, work out what's important to you, what's very relevant to you, and work out how you can actually join in, because these events are they're interactive, so can you get involved and interact? And you'll learn something, and I'm going to be involved too. I'm going to be doing a few keynotes and talking about doing a few webinars with my friend Alex, and hopefully helping you to build and scale up your startup. So I look forward to seeing you there next week. I'm going to make some more video calls, and see you then.